So this one is from Louise, Bedazzled's little sister, and she wants to know what was the worst food you ate during your resupply roulette, and what was the best, if there was such a thing. So in NorCal, we were getting a little bored on the trail, and we decided to do resupply roulette, which the rules are you buy someone else's resupply for, I think it was like 4 or 5 days, and you pick everything that they have to eat and carry for that day. And let's just say we were not nice to each other. We had some pent-up anger, and this is how we expressed it. So, I bought beef gravy, sardines and mustard sauce. She bought, rice paper rolls and lots of canned Spam and cream of mushroom soup and anything you can think of. So I'll turn it over to you, Bedazzled. What was your the worst thing you had to eat that I bought, and what was the best?
I think for me, canned Spam was actually the hardest thing to eat. Like we had Spam before, but just like in these little pouches, like 2 ounces maybe. So in the cans, it's like 12 ounces. So it's a lot. And so I had jalapeno Spam, and I can't eat spicy food so much, so I was really having a hard time eating Spam. Like I definitely felt sick after eating that.
Yeah, and she only ate 1 can of Spam, for the record. I ate 3. And did you have a favorite food?
I wouldn't say a favorite food.
Not beef gravy?
So I think grape jelly I think I had like a pint of grape jelly. It definitely wasn't good. It was just like the only thing that was not gross.
Yeah,
so
I was trying to be nice, so.
Oh.
Yeah, so the worst thing I had, which you wouldn't think might be the worst thing, but artichoke hearts, I love them, and pasta and pizza. But when you're drinking the brine that they're marinated in the can and eating them for breakfast cold, it makes you want to gag, and I think they might be ruined forever. So those are pretty bad. Spam, actually, I didn't think was too horrible. And then also like the rice paper, like you would use in a spring roll, like that was like, what am I going to do with this? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I didn't like, like honey mustard, corn tortilla chips, and other things that you think, oh, Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, that's not bad. It's pretty gross. Even when you're like backpacking. So, and oh, my favorite thing was maybe these little animal crackers she bought me that were like in pink chocolate dipped in that. She thought they were going to be horrible, but they turned out to be not so bad, and she was begging me to give them to her by the end. And I did, because I'm a nice guy. So, what did you learn about yourself that surprised you? I guess I learned about myself just how okay I was with being out there, and being out there in nature. And I think I was really surprised how you can just rely on yourself and the people around you and the groups you have. And we basically just went forward day by day and tackled problems as they came. And I also learned, how much I enjoy being out there and in nature, and how much I want to make that a part of my future, kind of life's work, and protecting those places, and as, making sure other people enjoy those places as well.
I think I learned a lot about myself, about my abilities, and what I was actually surprised, like how well it ended up always being. Like, it's even if I was having like a rough time, there was still like, you'll figure out a way how things go. And so now I'm like, I think I have like a more positive attitude. Like, I'm not afraid because I know I will always find a way to handle things.
Next we have a question from Lynn, and it's, what one trait, skill, or talent did you appreciate in Bedazzled? And how soon did you recognize it on trail? And also the same question for you. So for me, I think the one trait I appreciated most in Bedazzled, it's definitely not a trait that everyone had on trail, was just her kind of her willpower and perseverance, her ability to keep going without complaining. And I think that's one of the reasons we did well in the group, because you know, everyone's in the same boat, experiencing the same thing, and sometimes you're kind of like, you know, at your max and at your limit, and the last thing you want to hear is someone complaining about how bad it is, because you know you're experiencing it too. You know how bad it is. And Bedazzled was, you know, was really strong, and didn't matter if it was river crossings, you know, or your feet being wet for a month in the Sierra, or the heat waves. You know, she just kind of put her head down and kept walking, and never complained, you know, seriously about anything. And I think that's definitely not a trait that everyone had, but it's a reason we worked well together, and it just speaks to her determination, I think, on the trail, especially as a 19-year-old, to tackle all those challenges and just keep going forward. Really something special. And I noticed that, I would say, more maybe midway through the Sierra, and then definitely like in NorCal, how she would just, you know, just keep going and power uphill, whether she's tired or you know, something happened that day, but she could always just keep going. And I think that's probably one of the most important traits on trail, just to be able to keep going, no matter what. So yeah, I think that was a great skill, talent, whatever you want to call it, in her.
What I really liked is, so whenever I was really low on motivation, or just like not in a good state of mind, not motivated, grumpy, it was like someone I really liked being around, because it would just automatically make my day better. Just like the way, yeah, we would talk, we would, you know, it just would make me happy. So that's like, I think,
Fist bump.
a good trait of yours.
Yeah. Good. So next one is from Louisa, and it's, do you have a favorite day, moment, memory? Okay. Yeah. So for me, I mean, the whole journey seems like one memory, and I just enjoyed every moment of it. But one thing stands out in particular is in the Sierra, when we were coming up over Forster Pass, and at that point we had been dabbling in snow, and then leading up to that, maybe about 2 days, you know, kind of mostly continuous snow cover, and crossing rivers that have snow banks, you know, that you have to climb up over, and it was really intense. And as we crested Forster Pass, which is over 13,000 feet, and just looking over the other side, and there were two people, or maybe three, they were just black dots in a sea of white. And I have some photos of it I can put up on screen, but it's like at that moment, I felt like I was in a National Geographic documentary or something, or some photo or movie, and it was just, this is where I want to be right now, and so happy to have these experiences, and just, I never thought I would be in a place like that, and then to feel comfortable and excited, that was really a special moment, you know, for me. And then we've had so many going forward, especially some campsites, like Lookout Rock, where we camped on the edge of a cliff with like a 2,000-foot drop off, and the sunset put you to sleep, and stars were overhead, and sunrise woke you up. It's just moments like that you can't, you know, you can only get if you're just out there, you know, there's no roads, and you're just completely out there in nature, and there's so many special moments like that I think we had along the trail, and it's a reason why everyone should hike the Pacific Crest Trail if they want to. Did your time spent with nature change your outlook on the world and your own life? Okay, so I'm gonna feel this one. I think You know, it totally did. When you're out there, it just felt natural, you know, and it is natural. That's how, you know, humans lived for so long, just out in nature, you know, not surrounded by, you know, man-made structures. So being out there and just seeing how everything's connected and works, you know, perfectly, and then being part of that was really special, and it gave you perspective. You know, it was really good to feel small, you know, compared to a mountain or a raging stream. So those feelings, I think, really, you know, touched a part of me. And going forward, you know, I want to make sure that people can have those same experiences, that I have those same experiences, and that we protect those areas. So I think I'll be doing work, you know, with my camera or a future job to help ensure those areas are still there.
I think it helped me find my connection to nature again. But I feel like I kind of lost over all the years living in a city.
Are there any trail angels, hikers, or other people you met that specifically stuck in your head? Okay, we're throwing it to me. So we were in Mammoth, and it was the two of us and Viper and Fun Dip, and we're just, you know, coming over this side trail to actually get into town, and Viper and Fun Dip got service, and they had a message from their uncle, I believe, telling them like that their friends, you know, have a place in Mammoth and would be willing to host us. So, you know, Vanessa and Mike took us in for smelly, dirty, ravenous hikers for the 4th of July, and we had been trying to time it so Bedazzled could see American 4th of July. She said she must see it. And you know, you're in the Sierra, you're out there for like 9-10 days. It just worked out perfectly, and they came and picked us up and took us back to their house, where we also met Peggy and Mark, and we just had a fantastic, I believe it was four days. Mm-hmm. And 4th of July parade, they took us to fireworks, and it was really touching how they could, you know, just random people, basically strangers, take us in, and we really meshed well with them, trading stories about backpacking and just the kindness they showed us and letting us crash their 4th of July holiday. I think it really touched all of us. Yeah. And experiences like that were really special to us and stuck in our heads. And in Wrightwood, Stephen took us in. We met him in the hardware store, and he just invited us over. We stayed the night there. So things like that were really great. And another person who stuck out in our head was Hillbilly Dave, who lives in a small town called Cabazon in the desert, and his number is just written on this like cardboard thing under the freeway. Hillbilly Dave, you know, call me. And then so you call him, and he comes in this like, you know, beat up Ford pickup truck, and just you get in the back and you don't know where you're going. Like, are you being kidnapped? Like, are they gonna like sell your kidneys? But he takes you back to, well, he takes you to In-N-Out first, and you get food, and then you go back to his place, and there were like 15 other hikers there, and it's just kind of like, he's a hillbilly, you know, just fucking anything goes there. So a lot of interesting experiences, and he fed people dinner, and you know, just kind of just the dude out there, you know, opening his home. So that was was an interesting character. Let's just say that. You never know what you're gonna get with Hillbilly Dave.